Welcome you on the show. AFCON updates on Trust TV. Adeniyi Ajisafe. Yesterday was the moment where Morocco, actually the host nation, they were able to defeat Comoros. It was a tongue-twisting encounter there. It ended 2-0 in favor of Morocco in that game. And also, just as we speak right now, the game between Mali and Zambia. What a moment. It's also going to be 1-1 as at the time we're entering the studio. A tough one at the AFCON 2025, 35th edition. And we'll be looking at what's happening for the matches for this evening. At least one is out now, and then we still have two more to go. But before then, we have to quickly go to get our sponsors before we start the show. Thanks for joining us.
My name is Dr. Habib Atandani Fawoshe, Chairman of November Cubes Group. Let's come together as one Nigeria, from the savannas of the north to the coast of the south, our heartbeat as one for the Super Eagles. Let's celebrate our diversity and unite for victory. From all of us at November Cubes Group, we do wish the Super Eagles all the best at the AFCON. Bring them the trophy, guys. Kindly do visit us today and discover a world of luxury, comfort, and tranquility. At November Cubes Group, we're not just building homes, serving meals, or offering hospitality business. We are creating a lifestyle that is perfect for families, professionals, and entrepreneurs. Thank you, and we look forward to welcoming you soon.
The November Cubes Group, who actually are the sponsor of this program. Okay, we continue with the show right now, talking about Morocco versus Comoros. 2-0. As a host nation, they've actually started so well, being able to at least end that 3 points at stake. And right now, we look at that match review between Morocco and Comoros. And it was a moment of joy for Morocco for the fact that they were able to get the goals, courtesy of Brahim Diaz. Brahim Diaz did that in the 55th minute, and Ayub El-Kaabi added another one to make it a solid one for Morocco. Well, before we talk about Mali, Zambia, well, you look at the performance of the Moroccans. They really did well in that encounter. All the players, they work well, despite the fact that their star player, Hakimi, wasn't featured. They all represented well. Right now, joining me in the studio, of course, the men in suit, I will call them. Men in suit. I have Olawale Peters here, usual suspect. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you, Adeniyi. It's my pleasure.
I love that smile. At least I'm able to bring you out from that. Anyway, I also have Yusuf Akogu is here. Good to have you, Yusuf.
Always a pleasure.
I like your tie. Anyway, you are not going for a bar. This is sport anyway.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yesterday game, Morocco versus Comoros. It was a tough moment. I remember you said it's only going to be a draw.
Yeah.
Well, Morocco, they listened to, well, Ahmed is not here. He mentioned 4 goals, but they got 2.
Yes.
Now, looking at the entire game of between Morocco and Comoros, what can you pick out from that particular result?
Okay, so I think the Moroccans, they have a lot to do. And if you watch the game very well, the first half, and the Comoros, they caused a lot of confusion for the Moroccan. And what we're expecting them to do is not what they do. What happened? They play a formation that is quite very interesting. 5-4-1. 5 people at the back. That's why anytime the Moroccans, they are moving forward, you see like 7, 8 Comorians, they are already in the box 18. They are pulling the ball out, and as soon as the ball gets outside their box, they are very sharp with counter attack. Yesterday match, we had 4 yellow cards. 3 went to the Moroccan, only 1 went to the Comoros. And what happened? From that, their midfield, they are able to shake it up. I don't know what really happened to their coach that changed the tactics and the formation that gave them the confidence that, oh, okay, we did this in the first half. Let's go all out in the second half and see what we can do. So I think that's what really killed the game. But what I saw yesterday, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I was expecting a 2-2 draw, but it's like I saw the goal from the Morocco side. I didn't see the one from the Comoros side. So that one kept from here.
Okay, maybe he decided to spell from the back. The Morocco turned to Comoros.
Probably that happened also, but it was actually a good game. But I think, and also, there is need to look at the officiating, because I'm one of those who really criticized the penalty that was given to the Moroccan yesterday. I call it a soft penalty, take it or leave it. It's just too soft. So they should try and be careful not to kill the game with the officiating. A lot of people have this perception that when a host nation, they are playing their first match or they get to the final, they get favoritism from wherever they get it from. But that match yesterday, the referee wasn't really on top of his game. But a very good outing for Comoros. Morocco, they have to do a lot.
A good one there coming from Olawale Peters. Yeah, right now let's turn to Akogu. Morocco versus Comoros. It was a match that a lot of people were actually tipping Morocco to win. And they actually answered that. They were able to win 2-0. Just in a summary, what do you bring out from that game?
Yes, I wasn't really expecting an upset, even though Comoros, Ireland, they are, I call them giant killer. If you look at what they did in the World Cup qualifiers, they were one of those who give some big names in African football like Cameroon and Ghana a run for their money. And so yesterday, like Mr. Peter did say, they're a counter-attacking team, but yesterday it didn't work out for them. They were able to actually contain Morocco for the first 45 minutes, but in the second half, the Moroccan coach found them out, and of course that was why they were able to, overcome them in that game yesterday. So it was a very, very important game for Morocco, given the fact that they're actually chasing this AFCON. Of course, the only thing standing between them and this AFCON right now is the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So we look to actually see what they will do going forward. There are some more matches coming. They are yet to be tested. But when they are tested, we'll actually see how they are going to react.
I just we are not making out with this Super Eagles you just mentioned.
Well, one thing about Super Eagles is that when you write them up, that is when they come out.
I said so yesterday. So, I remember you told me that we should not hype Eagles.
No, I wanted to ask my dear brother here, which of the Super Eagles are you referring to? This is Super Eagles that just finished playing what they finished playing.
Mr. Peters, in 2013, we were written off. We're going to AFCON.
Okay, why you guys should go Super Eagles? See how flat tomorrow. Come on, let's not hold Super Eagles now. Let's just allow them to enjoy the moment. Okay, we've been talking about Morocco and, of course, Comoros, and they're 2-0 in favor of the host nation. And right now, just at least a look at the possession before we quickly go to Mali, Zambia. We look at the ball possession of the statistics of that game. You take a look at it. It shows that Morocco dominated 70-30. Look at it, 70-30 ball possession. Expected goals, of course, they did it. They were able to score the total shots 16-4. Shot on target 7-2. Big chances 2-2, and you have big chances missed. You also have 1 and 2 looking at the side, and you look at accurate passes 582, 90% coming from that's Morocco. And then you have 218 coming from that's Comoros. Fouls committed 20-19. Corners 5, of course, to 0 shots. Look at it, total 16 shots on target. Taking a look at this, it was an ultra domination from the Moroccans. Olawale Peters.
Yes, it is. But to most sport analysts, what do we look at? We don't look at the effort, we look at the results. So if you are trying to get the result from this, you look at the shot on target. I think the Moroccans, they have to do a lot. You can't have 7 shots on target, 2 big chances with a team that you dominated with 70-30 possession, and they had the same 2 big chances. If they had been clinical up front, the 2 chances they had would have resulted into goal. So that means they will have scored 2 goals yesterday. If the Comoros, they are clinical up front. So that shows that yes, possession is good. Goal football is good. A lot of people look at the ball yesterday and say the game is boring because of the way the Comoros they played yesterday. But if you look at this, I'm not really impressed with the game ending 2-0 in favor of the Morocco. It would have been like 3-4, 5-0. Come on, you can't add 7 shots on target and you only converted 2 to goal. No, you shouldn't do that. So I think they really have to do a lot.
They need to do a lot. Akogu, taking a look at this, it shows that, just like he said, despite the analysis tilting towards Morocco dominating, he was able to put out, at least pick out some, talking about the performance of Moroccans. Expectations were so high for that team, but to some extent, technically, if you check it, they didn't really show what, according to Olawale Peters, at least a good tactical football nation should do.
Well, maybe Moroccans, they did narrate the Comoros, which is why they came all out yesterday attacking them. But if you look at how efficient these Comoros guys are, you look at, they had 4 shots on goal, and 2 of that is on target. That is very, very efficient, you know. So they created 2 big chances each, but what the difference was that the Moroccans were able to take their own 2 chances, which was why they were able to, you know, get that result. Of course, if you look at the experience, you cannot compare the quality of the Moroccan to the Comoros. So I think, to be fair, Moroccan were able to get the job done yesterday, which to me is more important than the shot on target. But then they need to do more, like I said earlier, going forward, when they are really tested, when they come up against the like of Senegal, Nigeria. I mean, what should we expect from them? So there's still a lot for them to do. Yesterday they were able to get a job done, but there's still more to come.
More to come there. We'll be talking about Morocco versus, at least in that game against Comoros, at least ended 2-0. Now, we cross over. Let's take the second match. Of course, not quite long. Just a few minutes ago, they played that game. And we'll take a look at it, talking about that's the game between Mali and Zambia. What a tough match. It was a tough one. Both of them came handy in this encounter. And really, just you can't beat that. Take a look at this. Ball possession, Olawale Peters, 47-53. Well, it's a tough one. Mali, Zambia. You look at expected goals, 197 to 0.68. 15 short, 7 for Mali. Look at the shot on target, 2 against 5. Big chances, 3-2. Big chances missed, 2-1. It's a tough one, a very tough one. Accurate passes, 351, 82% to 79%. And you look at fouls committed, 13-15. Corner, 6-5. This seems to be more kind of very, very tough.
Well, yes, this is more like a balanced game, no one-sided game. And that's why it ended 1-1. And before the match also, I had this, what do you say? I have my own prediction that the game is going to end in draw, because before the match, the 2 teams, they've met only 5 times. And they won 1-1 each, they drew 3. So they are going into that tie with a mindset that, oh, okay, we are 50-50. So that's why they all came out. Nobody's hiding. And when you have a team that they are playing this information, 4-2-3-1, so the battle will be at the midfield. So the battle of that game was in the midfield, because they have 2 defensive midfielders each. They have 3 attacking midfielders each. So they crowded the midfield with more than 10 players juggling for the ball. But however, I think the game is very, very interesting. And that's why when it comes to AFCON, you cannot really predict what the outcome will be. I think it's a very good one for them. So for now, I think Morocco will be smiling and laughing that currently now they are topping the table with 3 points, while they have 1 point each. So a good way to start.
What a way to start. This tournament is getting very, very fierce. Well, Akogu, Mali, Zambia, of course, expected. I was expecting a firecracker, and it's actually happened.
Yeah, it was a balanced game. If you look at the statistic there, like Mr. Peter did said, in terms of head-to-head, there are teams on the same pedestal. Just the fact that Zambia, their former AFCON champion, Mali has not been able to actually get their hands on the trophy so far. But this is a chance for them to actually do that. They did play very well in this game. That is why they're able to get a draw against the Zambians. But again, it's still a long way to go in the tournament. We're just seeing 2 games out of the possible 48. So let's see what will happen in the next group games. They are in the same group with Morocco and Comoros. So we expect to see a more twist as we go into the second round of the game in that group.
As we expect more twists to this tournament, at least let's cross over and look at the preview of 2 more matches coming up tonight. Well, has to do with AFCON is getting fierce. You just have to expect that. Let's take a look at that. AFCON Day2 Group B preview. That has to do with South Africa versus Angola, Egypt versus Zimbabwe. Well, it's coming up. Well, look at it. Predicted. This is just a predicted lineup anyway. We're not too sure. Because I have to at least take a look at this South Africa, Angola. Well, as it is right now, well, you take a look at it. Modibo, Duame, you have this particular goalkeeper, Ronwen Williams, has been the man inspiring this team, and also alongside Mokoena. Mokoena is here. You look at Situde, Sibisi. This name sounds like a Nigerian name. Anyway, Mudao, you have Nkota, Foster, Mbule, and Mokoena. These 2 players seems to stand out. And then you look at the Palanca Negras of Angola. That's their team there, coached by Patrice Boamele. We have Nzola, Dala, That's a player to watch out. Luvumbo as another player to watch out for. Those are the outstanding players. There are Carmo, Maestro, Modesto, and you have Nebiu and Buatu. Their name sounds with power. Buatu, Mulumbu. How do you say that? Okay, let me start with Akogu. Expectation will be very high between South Africa, Bafana versus Balance Cross of Angola. Who do you see to win this tough game coming up?
It's a two Southern African team.
Yes.
So it's going to be a very, very tough game for them. You can't write off Angola when it comes to AFCON. They are also a big name. And South Africa, I would call them as an underperforming. I mean, as an, how do I read them now? They are a team that's supposed to have won 1 or 2 more AFCON, but they've not really been able to do that since 1996 when they won it because of the absence of Nigeria. But again, in this game tonight, there's going to be quite a whole lot for them to do if they want to overcome, overcome the Angolans. So it's going to be a very tough game between the two sides from the North Africans. They know each other very well, so we expect a very difficult game in this encounter.
A tough one is going to be, look at it, Rowan Williams, Mokoena, of course, their star player, Lumumbu there, talking about Angola versus South Africa. South Africa ready for themselves. Now it's time to talk, turn to face Olawale Peters. This game, well, for now, you might not want to, maybe the two of them seems not to be so loud when it comes to performance, but still, you just have to give them their credit.
Yes, you have to give them their credit, especially the South Africans. And if you watch their last 24 matches for the last 2 years, they're yet to lose a match, and they've been doing very well. But when it comes to AFCON, they have this, what would I call it, a spirit that normally stop them from getting to either the final or winning it. However, they have a very good record anytime they are playing a competition in Morocco. Don't forget the AFCON that was concluded in 2021, their female counterpart, they won the trophy there in Morocco. So that shows that they are going there with something like a motivation. However, the first match they are playing today, both teams, they don't have a very good statistic or a good record in their opening matches. The Angolas, their last 3 opening matches at AFCON, they've never won. Also South Africa, their last 6 matches at the AFCON, they lost 4, they drew 2. So that means the first match, it's not really what determines how far they go into the competition. But today I'm expecting to see a very good match. However, the South Africans, it's going to be a derby, don't forget that. However, the South Africans, they are coming with more confidence because of the trajectory of what they've done in the past 1 and 2 years, winning all their matches, no draw, and they are very, very, very physical. That's not like the kind of football that the South Africans they played before. Now their counter-attack is, they are very offensive, and their high press is very, very. That's one of the reasons why we were unable to beat them when we traveled to Johannesburg the other time to play with them during the World Cup qualifier. Their high press is very, very, and set pieces, they are one of the best in Africa today. So I think it's going to be a very good game to watch. But looking at the trajectory of what happens when they are playing their first opening matches, both teams, South African and Angola, it's always ending in draw. But who knows? If Comoros can cause a confusion and something can happen today.
Already, I saw the way you were looking at my face, you knew I was trying to pull at least a fast one on you.
Yeah, I know you very well.
Okay, maybe one way or the other, they should just hire you with your nice socks to play number 9 for them, right?
Well, I can't play number 9 for South Africa. Probably when Osimhen is retiring, I can take over.
My goodness, for now, Nigeria should be ready for.
They should be ready for me, man.
Anyway, throwing some banter in the studio. Okay, we have to cross over. Let's take a look at, because of our time, let's take a look at the second match. Egypt versus Zimbabwe. Now, a lot of bookmakers will want to pick, Egypt, let's just flip it to Egypt versus Zimbabwe. A lot of people want to pick Egypt, that they're going to win against Zimbabwe. And I know that by books, Egypt have actually won this match. But football is never played that way. And at least it's a tough one it's going to be. At least we'll be looking at the list there in a moment. But right now, before that one actually get displayed, talking about Egypt, Zimbabwe. We know Mo Salah, we know Mamouche, we know all the players, and of course, Zimbabweans too, they are not here to play. For qualifying for this tournament, they want to sell. So, Olawale Peters, who would you pick between Egypt and Zimbabwe to win this match? Okay,
so I give it to Egypt. And why would I give it to Egypt? If you look at their trajectory, what they've done, the kind of players they have, I think they have what it takes. It's not an opening. We're not going to experience what we experienced yesterday between the Morocco and the Comoros. No, we're not going to experience that. We're experiencing 2 nations coming to play in a neutral ground. But the Egyptian, if you look at their players, all of them are informed. In fact, I pity what will happen to the Zimbabwe today. You didn't ask me why.
Why?
Okay, why is because what has happened to Salah at Liverpool is looking for a way to really crash it out. So definitely they'll be ready for that one. Then also they have a very good record when it comes to their first opening match at the AFCON. The last 10 matches that they've played, they've won 7 matches, they drew 3. So that shows that they have about 70% win rate when it comes to their first opening match at the AFCON. And don't forget also, this is the time that they are looking at, okay, the competition is being played in the Northern African, where the region they came from. And the last time they tasted this trophy, it's 2010. And
so they are hungry now.
They are really, really hungry. They are really, really hungry. They won it 7 times. So they are looking at adding it to the 8th time. So it's no, they are not only looking at what will happen today, they are looking at what will happen then after the match. But take it or leave it, I give it to Egyptian today. They are going to win what they call flawless victory today.
Let's wait and see if truly Mamo shows Salah. Well, that's an Akamba there, Zimbabwe team. A tough one is going to be, well, Yusuf Akogu. Maybe you go against Olawale Peter this time around. Can Zimbabwe beat Egypt?
Well, it's going to be a tough one. They're up against the most successful team in the AFCON history. So it's going to be a very tough one for them. Egypt, they've won this tournament 7 times, so they know what it means to win it. So going up against Zimbabwe today is going to be a very tough one for the Zimbabweans. I really pity them today. If you look at the head-to-head, they've met 5 times, and of course, Egypt have won 5 times. So going against today is more like David against Goliath. But will David rise up to the occasion today? 90 minutes will settle that. 90
minutes actually settle that, coming from Olawale Putas and also Yusuf Akogu on the show. AFCON update on Trust TV, sponsored by November Cubes Group, and we've been giving you at least review and also preview of matches coming up. And right now we take a look if we can have that predicted lineup for Egypt, Zimbabwe predicted lineup. Of course, it's possible, but that we can also look at. Okay, this is it. Look at. Well, we're talking about, this is Nakamba. I mentioned Nakamba earlier on. Now you look at Egypt. Well, from the goalkeeper, El Shanawi, Hani, Rabia, Ibrahim, Hamdi, Zizo, Ateya, Fatih, and Salah himself, Mohamed, and Trezeguet. And you look at the Zimbabwe team, Shirewa, Dube, Nishe, and you have Fabish, Lunga, Hadebe, Nakamba, Garananga, Shipezeze, Musona, Muwera. You listen to this name, this is truly African. I love the fact that when you are calling those names, you know, it takes you back to Africa.
Yeah.
Imagine you mention a player, Chipizeze, Baltimore. Come on, it's the beauty of African names. Anyway, taking a look at this before we wrap up, which player are you looking at to make a difference here, Olawale Peters, for Egypt?
Take it a little bit, no sentiment this time around, Mo Salah. Mo Salah. He's going to make a difference. He has a lot to prove. He has a lot to do. Yeah, he's aged, 32 years old. But what has happened to him the last 3 weeks before he left Liverpool to come and play for his nation? And like what their coach also said, that this is a time for him to refresh, to relax, and show the world that he still has what made him to be the Mo Salah that people used to know. So he's going to be the player to watch today.
You are tipping Mo Salah to do the magic. Well, even though both of you actually pitch your tent with Egypt, maybe I should pitch my tent with Zimbabwe. Okay, I'm expecting at least, let me give them their own flower. To Nakamba, Shirewa, Musona should be able to do something against the Egyptians.
But the players they are calling them like keeper and defender.
Oh my goodness. Okay, Akogu.
Okay, for the Egyptian, the spotlight is going to be on Mo Salah, but I expect Mamouche to rise up to the occasion today and, of course, deliver the goods for them. For the Zimbabwe, I think Shirawa is one player that you cannot really predict. He was in the team that actually drew with Nigeria in Uyo. So he is a player that can actually cause the Egyptian a lot of problem. I know the eyes will be on him, but again, like we said, the game is for the Egyptian to lose.
Game for the Egyptians to lose. Big one happening tonight. That's why we're looking at AFCON updates on Trust TV, where right now we talked about the results that have to do with Mali, Zambia, Morocco, and also Comoros for the Group A. Group B, of course, we are looking at the preview of the matches that will be coming up in Group B. Tough one. South Africa will be looking against the Pelanca Negras of Angola, while the Zimbabwean also, they will be ready to play against Egypt. What will the Pharaohs be doing? Will they be able to defeat them or follow them to the Red Sea? We'll wait to see what's going to be happening. All right now, well, on a prediction level, what are you looking at? It's going to be 1-0 for South Africa, Angola?
South Africa, Angola, I see a goalless draw.
A goalless draw?
Yes, a goalless draw. These are two teams that know each other very, very well.
Nil.
Yes.
No goal at all?
No goal at all.
Okay, for that one, Peters.
Yeah, I agree with the first. It's going to be a draw, but the second is going to be 1-1.
Your draw, is it going to be goalless?
1-1.
Okay, we're talking about South Africa, Angola.
Angola, yes.
1-1.
1-1.
So
yes.
1-1, nil.
Yes.
So that, at least I'm happy that for the first time you guys went against yourself. Okay, I love that. Okay, now let's take a look at Egypt versus Zimbabwe. Let's start with Olawale Peters.
Okay, 3-0.
What did you say?
3-0.
Oh, wait, I remember yesterday,
Yeah.
Adelaku said 4-0. He got 2. Now you said 3-0. I hope you are not sharing half.
Probably I'm going to get 5-7.
Oh my goodness.
3-0,
right?
3-0, yes.
Okay, Salah scoring how many?
Well, Salah's scoring a brace.
A brace from Mo Salah. Well, you're almost looking like Salah. So, Akogu.
Well, Egypt is going to win. I think it's going to be 3-1. At least I see Zimbabwe taking the lead, but Egypt coming back from behind to win the game 3-1.
3-1. 3-0, 3-1. Well, 3-0, 3-1. That's a tough one. Well, as it is right now, both of them actually become octopus. Olawale Peters and octopus Yusuf Akogu. Well, seriously, as it is, we just believe that the show is actually wrapping up because we know that we've been able to talk about the matches coming up tonight. South Africa versus, of course, they are ready against Angola, and also Egypt will be facing Zimbabwe. Olawale Peters, thank you so much for coming on the show.
It's my pleasure being here. I love coming here.
Big one tomorrow.
Very big one tomorrow.
Nigeria versus Tanzania.
And tomorrow is the day that they are going to raise our hope as if Nigerians arrive, and the likes of my friend Akogu. Nigeria is winning the trophy.
Oh my goodness!
Until we get to the round of 16.
Akogu, I hope you'll be able to not tie.
Yes. You see, tomorrow Nigeria is going to win the game, but not as a lot of people expect. Zimbabwe is not. They are not a pushover. But I actually expect Tanzania. Sorry, beg your pardon. So 2-1 win for the Eagles. So that our hope will not be,
you are too high. You are afraid.
I'm not afraid. but I see the Eagles going on the way.
I hope you are not seeing that better as what we are going to be wearing tomorrow. Anyway, that's a nice one coming from the guests in the studio, Olawale Peters and also Yusuf Akogu. We talked about the preview and also the review of matches played. We continue to bring you more as this show continues till 18th of January. We also always bring you update on AFCON update on the show here on Trust TV, of course, from the entire crew. Adeniyi Ajisafe. Straight away to wrap it up with our sponsors, and thanks for watching.
My name is Dr. Adeniyi Chairman of November Cubes Group. Let's come together as one Nigeria from the savannas of the north to the coast of the south. Our heartbeat as one for the Super Eagles. Let's celebrate our diversity and unite for victory. From all of us at November Cubes Group, we do wish the Super Eagles all the best at the AFCON. Bring them the trophy, guys. Kindly do visit us today and discover a world of luxury, comfort, and tranquility. At November Cubes Group, we're not just building homes, serving meals, or offering hospitality business. We are creating a lifestyle that is perfect for families, professionals, and entrepreneurs. Thank you, and we look forward to welcoming you soon.